Man, I'm waiting for the video in the gym. My left shoulder just completely fucking snaps, and I can like really post it because I was pushing the one.
Here's how you solve that. Ready?
110.
Reset. Ready? Can't happen to me.
Yeah. No,
40 or 50. I didn't get the finger. Don't you worry about prostate? Can't happen to me. That's my solution for everything.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another Friday night open mic. Thank you for joining us. See you after the intro.
95 Ocean, you have an open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean, open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean.
What's going on, guys? No Can Smelling Salts and Counterculture have teamed up. This stuff is a pick-me-up. When it's late at night and there's not an Ultima in sight, you hit this. You're piled up the C4s on your passenger side. The roller dogs are burning over there. You don't need that. You need the No Can Smelling Salts. When you're getting ready to go to the gym after a long night shift, you hit this in the morning and you feel better. Guaranteed results. Use code CC10 for 10% off for Counterculture. This is what you need. No Can Smelling Salts.
What's up, everybody? As you guys know, we teamed up with Tasty Gains, Counterculture. The entire network has teamed up with them. They're a big supporter of ours, but we're a big advocate of them. You know, we're here on the road. You can have these creatine gummies. You don't have to pack the creatine powder and everything. You can eat a gummy, go out, fruit snack, and you can. One gummy is 1 gram. You can have up to 5 a day. Look, I mean, another one. You can have them whenever you want, and they're fucking delicious.
Same thing with their pre-workout, the Tasty Gains pre-workout. Simple. It's in a gummy as well. You don't have to chunk down energy drinks and be bloated. Get sick of buying them. One container of pre-workout, one pre-workout gummy. Just as easy.
Yeah, and for guys like us that are always on the road doing something, these are super convenient. I love this company, and this is all we need now. We don't need any more of that powdered bullshit. So go to tastygains.com. Show them some love. Welcome back, gents.
What's up, guys? I just love on that commercial, just Tyler going, I'm going to eat another one.
They're so, yeah, it's funny. I tried it the other day on my podcast, and I got fucking choked up with fucking trying to chew it up. I'm like, oh, God, this looks terrible.
You're like, this is not good being the guy that needs to be talking and chewing on a gummy.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, are you good to host the next Friday? I'll be on vacation next week.
Yeah.
Oh, so, good for you, Tyler.
We're not banned.
1 week. Yeah. So we didn't know if we were going to be able to do this tonight because Kevin and his group of dudes he uses StreamYard and he uploads live content to our YouTube. I guess they were talking about suicide awareness for veterans.
Yeah.
And it killed their live feed and then got us fucking canceled for like 3 days. We couldn't go live. So
like is it like a strike?
Yeah, Mike's hot topic was supposed to be Wednesday, and he had to do it from his channel because we couldn't go live. So I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I logged in, and when I went to log in, it started like, "Oh, you have a 24-hour." I thought it meant like I had to wait 24 hours to use that on my StreamYard. Well, then I got in the chat on the Counterculture YouTube. She's like, no, you guys were posting about guns and suicide. I'm like, I didn't post a fucking thing. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's super fucked up because they were like, oh, you showed a video reference minors and guns and trafficking. And I went and looked at the file that they played no videos. Like we play videos, they played none of them. And they were just talking about suicide and awareness in it. So just note to self, like right now, I probably said the S word too many times.
Schmishmortion?
Schmishmortion. So other than that, for that
Jerry Worms in the chat.
X convention, Kenny, what do you that contact that you sent me to, or that you sent?
Oh, there's the shirt. Oh wait, let's look at Kenny's shirt first. Look at that. That's Jerry Worms right there. Look at that shirt. It's like a wanted poster.
You made that.
I did. I made a bunch of them. I have them. I haven't launched them yet, but I got like 8 shirts where it says "Respect the OG" and there's a bunch of old school cops doing cool shit.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, Kenny, who's the guy? The guy from your thing in Myrtle Beach. Does he know what we're doing as Counterculture, or no?
Yeah, I talked to him. He was he basically said, send me anyone that you would have that would want to be vendors, basically. And I
Okay,
said,
vendors.
so
Yeah.
initially you were in that group, and I said, hey man, like I'll handle this aspect. Anyone else I send you, go ahead.
Okay, because I'll still pay a vendor's fee, but he was talking about sponsorship packages, and I don't.
No, I think if we could come together with whoever wants to come to that and pay $1,000 to have like a vendor booth and just have all the podcasts at that one vendor booth, I think that would be sufficient.
Okay,
I could chip in.
Yeah, I figured like 4, 5, 6 of us, like it kind of eliminates a lot of that cost.
Kenny's at least good for $700.
I'll give you $3.
Does Jerry get a cut of that shirt?
I'll give him whatever the fuck he wants. I asked him. I got one coming.
Did you do Did you ask him the question I told you? Did you do your episode yet?
No, we record the 3rd of July.
Okay.
I will though.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I'm reading this. Happy y'all doing good now. Just wanted to ask y'all how you deal with silence or questions if everyone you reach out to sometimes never calls back. Also, watch out for the bag of nades.
Nades.
Okay. I
think he's talking about like guests, like if we're trying to reach out and find guests or whatever.
Jesse, you gotta elaborate a little bit more, bud.
Yeah. But they're not a gay porn line.
Jerry, a shirt, Kenny?
Yep.
Are super chats eligible?
I think yeah, they are.
Yeah,
we got to make this guy pay. This is Dominic's buddy. He fucking hates us.
Who's that?
Yeah, we gotta.
Steve Nadner.
Yeah, he's the man. Self-proclaimed heroes.
Yeah, he says that every comment has that.
I can put a video up, and within 5 seconds of it being up, self-proclaimed heroes.
He missed mine this week. He didn't hit my Steve. You got to go hit my 2 videos I posted this week.
He does help the algorithm though.
So he's like those teenagers that write first on the beginning on YouTube
I even
videos.
offered to have him come on, and he doesn't associate with self-proclaimed heroes in that manner.
I'll be upset the day that Steve just writes unfollowing in my comment section.
Hey Dom, does Steve have you ever debated him, or has he ever?
I want to say yes. I think Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Steve has called in a couple times, and here's the deal: he's not stupid. He's definitely got in some intelligent points. He's
autistic.
He's fucking retarded, man.
I respect his questions and actually what he's saying. The problem is when you repeat yourself with the like over and over, it loses value. It's like calling somebody a racist too many times, and it's like, bro, everybody, like you say, everybody can't be racist if you're just gonna say it. If you keep calling us self-proclaimed, eventually it's like, okay, like
the people that ask for supervisors.
He probably does like you because you critique and you criticize the shit.
I can't figure it out though. Yeah.
Oh no, that's it's a good thing. It's kind of like the kid in the playground who pulls the girl's pigtails because he likes her. That's what Steve is.
I don't have any pigtails, but he can pull other things if he wants.
What's up, Charlie? What's up, Benny? Benny's in the chat.
Benny.
Can we talk about? I'm on Tasty Gains. I'm ordering. Can we talk about the fact 400 milligrams of caffeine per serving?
Oh,
it's 2 gummies though. It's 2 gummies.
So the value. I don't know them. I'm ordering now. I'm gonna get the creatine and the pre-workout. But I'm gonna tell you something. If one serving is 2, that's worth it. You're gonna get more value because one half is all you need.
Let me tell you, I'm being honest too. You take 1 gummy and immediately, unlike an energy drink, immediately you feel that and it's not that weird, tingly, nasty energy. It's that real solid, like, okay, I feel good. That's what
beta alanine. They stopped doing that stuff.
Yeah,
I like the tingly feeling.
You give me the tingly feeling, Kenny, every time you text
down
me.
Below.
So I talked to my boy though. 10th or 11th or 24th or 25th would work for the venue in October.
And we're going to Chicago or what?
Chicago? Is this in Chicago or are we calling it in Chicago?
We're 30 minutes out of Chicago. Like I'm not going to claim Chicago, but I'm 30 minutes out. It takes you from my house.
That's Chicago area.
Yeah, but where is the place?
The place is going to be in Hobart, Indiana.
So we're in Hobart, Indiana. That doesn't sound cool.
Is there nowhere?
No, it's a Chicago event. It doesn't make a difference.
All right. People from Chicago drive to Hobart.
Go to Naperville and they say Chicago event.
30 minutes away.
Every stand-up comedian who does something, I'm in Chicago this weekend. Where are you? St. Charles. Oh, okay.
All right. So you said what days? What was it?
He's open the 10th or the 11th of October, the 24th or the 25th.
Either one works for me.
Are they're weekends?
Yeah, it's Friday.
11th is a Saturday and 25th is a Saturday. So probably the earlier one to stay away from Halloween, maybe, because the other one's
That's what I was thinking too.
yeah, like the 11th.
You guys tell me.
Yeah, I like it. 11th.
I'm good with it.
Looks good.
Dom, you got any travel plans that weekend?
Yeah, I'll be back in time. I'm going to be in Sacramento from like September 10th until October 5th. So
Okay, you'll be back.
I'll be back.
Damn, how did you get a fucking vacation that long? Jesus.
Gotta have a rich-
Yeah, speaking of live shows, though, I was talking with Mike, and we're going to shoot for every 2 months. So I know not everybody has to be there, but it gives us more. It gives us more opportunity, and the only hard part is finding sponsors because we have to pay for the sound guy and stuff. And ideally, it would be nice to pay for plane tickets for us, and hotels. And so we try and find like local sponsors in the area. Like Kenny, if you knew any local sponsors, like $500 or like $1,000 for a good slot, or the primary for $2,000, like brought to you by type thing.
Yeah, that's my next. I'm going to get a date locked in first.
So
Are we going to talk about what we have locked in?
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we should be talking about. I have Natalie working on the art now, so I think she said by Sunday.
Frank tried to call me he's the first sponsor, his company, and I just told him we're on Instagram. So we have one sponsor lined up so far for $500 in Miami.
I think
August
APTRT is going to help.
August 16th at the Unseen Brewery. I went and scoped it.
Unseen Creatures.
Unseen Creatures Brewery. Very awesome dudes. It's about the same size as.
Yeah.
By size, it's probably the same as Jersey City. It's just shaped a little different, but they're willing to move all those couches out of the way, pool tables, give us a spot for merchandise and all that stuff.
Yeah, they have a big long open area. It's like a long warehouse, whereas like Jersey City was kind of like just a big square, or like big wide area. Theirs is long, but I mean, it's definitely it's a cool spot. Girthy.
Wow. Can we have is this alluding to Tyler's wife's podcast claims here?
I was editing. I edit her podcast, and I'm watching it. Mike was sitting on the couch, and he's looking at me. I'm like, I didn't know they talked about this, but
I shared it, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
Apparently, your dick needs its own microphone and lighting.
Back in
two lights.
We started Anti-Hero. We were doing that thing where you pick your porn name, and it's like an adjective mixed with your first name or something like that, and then you randomly select numbers and it gives it to you. And mine was Tyler Girth.
So she's just using that as a joke. That's I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I listened to the podcast. Apparently that wasn't a joke.
No,
I didn't.
Hey, well done. Well
done.
No.
Yeah.
anyways,
Tom's gonna check it out when he sees you for the first
are
time.
you fucking kidding me? I am straight as hell.
trial right now.
Dude, let me see your cock right now.
Oh man.
No.
Steve wants the Bill of Rights written down, and Dom's offering to look at cocks. We got it all tonight.
When a white guy can sit there and pack like that, we need all the help we can get supporting that.
But yeah, so the live shows, I mean, and I say to every 2 months because the ones that we've done, they want us to come back. Philadelphia wants us to come back. Jersey City wants us to come back because they realize like all of the clientele we bring are all first responders and veterans, so they're all good. They buy drinks, they follow, they're not rowdy.
Yeah,
and they're like, holy shit, they can pack a house full of fucking 50 cops, and then so mixed in with the ones that we have, plus there's places in Orlando. Like I feel like we could do it every 2. If we don't, we don't. But
Idaho.
Idaho's up and up. Idaho's one of the fastest growing states in the nation right now.
Yeah,
because
a lot of people going there.
Dude, I'll tell you what's crazy. The podcast I did today was with a guy. He works in the greater LA area because I can't name his agency, but he lives in Texas and he commutes
to LA.
Yeah, he works like 2 weeks in LA. He kills it on overtime, takes it as comp time, uses vacation, and then he takes 2 weeks off and he lives at home in Texas with his wife and kids. Like,
Steve, of course, I'm getting paid, Steve. Your mother doesn't fucking, not tip me for free, huh?
Oh boy,
Steve, give me your email. I'll send you a link. You can come on.
He won't do it. I offered. He doesn't
Bring
hang
him
out
on
with
right now.
self-proclaimed heroes that don't know the Bill of Rights.
I have the Bill of Rights tattooed in my armpit.
Thou shalt not resist. That's the only one you need to know.
There's a
Yeah,
read-
we'll do the Jerry Worms homecoming show in Knoxville, Tennessee.
No, this Miami one is the homecoming show.
And Jerry
then
Worms
we'll go on the
Jerry
road.
Worms has verbally committed to be present at the live in Miami. He says he can send out one flyer to all his Broward boys and he'll fill the place.
What about the Chicago chapter in here? You guys gonna make it?
I'll be there.
To the live
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah, who
just
you
said you
talking
have Travis Tritt.
for Miami.
Oh,
I thought,
no,
yeah,
it's Miami or the one in Chicago? I will
Well,
not.
I'm
I
just
hope
gonna
you'll
be
be at the one in Chicago if you're fucking hosting it.
creating
I'm
it.
gonna book
Hey,
it all, and I'm gonna be like, "Peace out, guys. I'm out."
Yeah,
No, I
and then
can't.
and then
I have to
Kenny's
go.
going to be at the one in Myrtle Beach. We got Myrtle Beach in April.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, there you go.
2026.
You
Yeah.
can just treat that as a live show.
I think that would be cool as fuck. I
Well, you're
really-
running it, right, Kenny?
Well,
like-
yeah. I mean, so it's gonna be cool. That's why.
It's going to be cool. Self-proclaimed cool. I smell t-shirts. self-proclaimed heroes. Steve can get credit with a little
gotta show-
signature on the bottom.
You're
I
not
wanna
paying
see-
him shit. No
You got to
royalties.
show Dom's reel from the fucking chief of police today. That was a good one.
Oh, jeez.
That was a good one. Anybody in the chat that messages me, first one gets a free no can smelling salts. So anybody that's watching DM Copville on me, no can smelling salts. It's good shit. One of
What
our
about that?
sponsors.
What about
I
that
use it.
creatine?
Not giving that away. That's mine.
Yeah, I'm about ready to text you. Which one?
No, that's mine.
Yeah, I need.
I've never
taken.
taken. So I've taken steroids, all this stuff. I've never committed to creatine because I hate the powder. It's a pain in the dick to fucking mix it. It's messy.
It doesn't taste
This is-
bad though.
This is my. I know, but this is perfect. This is my first run of like taking creatine. I've been taking.
Studies are
consistently
showing now 10 grams a day for especially guys over 40.
Mhm.
It's 10 grams a day are
Well,
extremely beneficial.
I'm in a cut diet for my cruise August 3rd, so these are like my snack right now when I'm fucking dying.
Is Liz Worms Jerry's wife?
You bet.
Yes, that is.
Nice.
You should visit a place like. Oh, that's the guy who always talks about Mexico. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
thing. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's he's
That's
got
what
the
I'm
same
saying. I
5
respect,
messages.
I respect the hustle. I respect the calling the cops out. I'm trying to get an auditor on. Like every time I see an auditor video, I reach out
Dude,
and I'm like, dude, will you come on?
I can get a
I'm-
hold of Long Island Audits.
Yeah, I see him. He's
Oh,
a
shit.
good one.
Get him. Yeah, I'll pass your information along.
Yeah,
And
I would like to talk to him. Or
Lackluster. I've had both of them on. They're great
Okay.
guys.
I would love to talk to the one.
Dude, I was in one of the videos with one of the guys in South Florida, and he came to my department, and I was in it and stuff. And I tried everything in my department to get my bosses to let me sit down and do some coffee with them and like actually have a conversation. Because part of my thing was like, look, man, these guys, you can only monetize so much over Insta or over YouTube and all this kind of stuff that these guys are making money on. Now, I mean, Long Island, that guy probably makes a lot of money, but turn this into some way to teach the cops. Like, you truly want to teach the cops and you want to make someone really better. Why don't you flip this into getting involved with somebody like Kenny that has a company, and you go to these conferences and you actually train cops about the First Amendment, about these audits, the stuff that you're sitting there proclaiming to be such a hero for.
No, they want to
So-
get the police, so they won't go
Exactly,
teach the
yeah.
police how not to get got.
A lot of them do. A lot of them are exactly what you're describing. I
Yeah.
can't stand Chili DeCastro. I think that guy,
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I did stupidly about 3-4 years ago. I actually went on his podcast before he did any of this stuff, and I gave him about 2 hours. And he's extremely intelligent, but his approach it's not to educate whatsoever. I don't have an ounce of respect for him. And
Yeah.
it was great to see him fucking cry in court. That was the best part. But that's one guy I flat out said, I don't have an ounce of respect for you because he keeps once I started doing content again online, he's like, hey, I got to come back on your stuff. I'm like, it'll never fucking happen, because your intention is not to improve stuff. Your intention is to get lawsuits and get paid. You're
Yeah.
a piece of shit. I have no use for you.
And you posted
Yeah.
that one the other day. That was wild. That fucking Mississippi cop.
That's that I
That was an auditor as well. That
sick to my stomach over that one.
Yeah, somebody sent me. I think they sent it to both of us at the same time, and I was like, "That's more Dom's neighborhood. Let him." I knew you were going to jump all over that one, but
it is. I didn't. It's like 20 people sent it to me, and I'm like, okay, that's a deposition. I'm not going to watch it. And then I reacted to it live, and I could only get 20 minutes into the 2.5 hour deposition, and I'm blown away that
I can't believe he kept his job.
He's a fucking FTO now.
I know.
Which
Did
one
you guys see that one? The Mississippi one?
Joseph Joffrion, Sergeant Joseph Joffrion from the Waveland, Mississippi Police Department, and he was Air Force. He's on their version of SWAT, and he is on body camera from Jeffrey Gray's YouTube channel. Jeffrey Gray is a very respectful First Amendment auditor. Doesn't say anything. Hey, he's God bless the homeless vets, and he's standing outside of the village hall. The mayor doesn't like it, so they send Joffrion to go over, and Joffrion's on video going, "This isn't a free state. This is Mississippi. We don't do things around here like that." It's like, oh my God, you fucking moron. And then in the deposition, it is smug. You could be smug. I don't care. The nonstop. I don't recall.
Yeah. He doesn't recall the First Amendment. He doesn't recall if he took an oath. He doesn't recall anything.
Blows me away.
And he gets through it, and he keeps his job, and he gets promoted. And
he's caught lying too, where he tells Gray that you're going to be arrested for failure to identify. What's the crime? Vagrancy. And in the deposition, the attorney for Joffrey or for Gray says, "Are you aware that vagrancy was dismissed 5 years ago?" And he says, "Yeah." Well, why? What about failure to identify? Well, that's not a crime. Why'd you say it? I don't know. And I know you can lie. You can lie to subjects on the street. I get it. But if that's intentional and he followed through with that, it's like this guy needs to be under the jail, pour concrete on him, and build a new wing.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, sad state. And then you said he also says he claims that he watched his body cam footage like the day or two before, but then he continued to not recall what was on the body cam footage.
And I think the reason why, obviously, there's egos and stuff that get in the way, but also, man, cops get their fucking. I've never seen people more sensitive than cops. Oh. Cops are the most sensitive people, and like when you don't know each other too much, and then right now, if there was somebody in here that was a cop but they didn't know and we busted their balls, I would have to worry about them messaging me later, dude, fuck these guys, bro, we're just ball busting, man, relax.
Well, I mean, that's why Reagan left, right?
Well, that's the reason.
It's usually the cops have no idea what they're doing too, are the most cocky and dumb. Like that dude was cocky about knowing the law that he didn't know. He had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. He was dead wrong, but he doubled down on it just over and over again about how fucking, I know the law. Mississippi, what the fuck is Mississippi good for?
Steve talks about himself in third person.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
He has to be a Fed. There's no way that he's not. He's got to be a Fed.
Maybe it's unconvinced undercover.
Oh, I wish.
There's Frank. Frank ranked right there. Francis Rigo. He's the one that got us the venue, and he's the one that's gonna.
Oh shit! SWAT.
Yeah, he's the Miami-Dade SWAT commander that Brent went down and met, and then messed up the entire thing.
Forgot the name of the agency.
Miami PD SWAT.
I had to look at this. I'll finish up. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Good.
Well, you guys are talking about how sensitive cops are. This was from Surviving Policing, which it's a great site. I like that. Yeah. They posted this today. This was their meme. It was you're handed the badge, but you have to earn the brotherhood. And I went right for the comments looking for people to beat me to it, going, what brotherhood?
Yeah, there isn't one.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's no such thing. Tyler knows that for sure now.
Oh, are you finding that out now?
Huh?
Are you finding that out now?
No, I can't.
Don't even talk about it.
You can't talk about it.
How it is. There was something at the very bottom of the thing that said I can't talk about it.
Oh, can I talk? I can talk about it. Oh no, never mind.
You'll associate him with it, and then I'll
never mind.
Please, we don't need Cop Bill getting Tyler in any more trouble.
Happening is because of fucking Mike. So.
Well, all I got to say is I asked before I did something. That's all I got to say.
He held someone accountable.
I got permission. I got permission to hold that person accountable. I have the text to prove it.
That made me so fucking butthurt, but that goes back to saying cops are fucking. They get butthurt.
It can't be that though. That can't be it.
He's in denial. He's sitting here going, "Oh, so it's not that." Like, no, it's probably that.
It's all about the Hall and Oates. It's all about Hall and Oates.
Whatever, dude.
Well, besides them being a great, fantastic '80s progressive rock band, what's the connection?
I use that to make fun of my all the admin. The Out of Touch song is when their
Out
magazines
of
are backwards
touch.
or upside down.
You're out of time.
I got the Flagler County deputy chief yesterday or day before with
got her.
with the Atari-sized phone case on his with no mags, just a gun, no handcuffs, and a big ass fucking.
You sure it's
pouch
not
to
like
hold his
a parking ticket printer?
What's funny is I remember he was a sergeant not even 2 years ago. Now he's deputy chief of the entire agency, and I met him, and then I posted the meme and I looked at it close and I was like, oh fuck, dude!
Cream rides to the top, baby. Cream rises to the top.
Or you
Hey,
sleep
so-
your way like my last department.
Quick question to Dom.
Yeah.
What is the best way if counterculture? Because we like when I joke, I'm not joking. We got plans and we put out pretty much like a business plan draft on notebook paper. Me and Mike did, and if we wanted to do a radio show Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., what is the best? Obviously, we're not big enough to be picked up by anybody, but if we wanted to start that process, what would be the best way to do it?
As far as what, and having your lineup and just all the time the slots being filled?
No. A counterculture news broadcast radio show.
I would build the shit out of it. I wouldn't go market anywhere. I would wait till somebody says, "Hey, we want you on our platform," but I would do exactly what you want to do, which is, "Hey, this is your slot between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m." and just treat it like an old school radio platform. Have a lineup. You do an intro and an outro. You know, this is Cop Talk Live, and you just wrapped up listening to Copville OG with Mike, and coming up next after that is Donut Shop Pot. You treat it like a radio. You treat it like WKRP in Cincinnati, and you make it so that I got obsessed with radio in the 80s. Chicago, we had the best radio station, The Loop, and it didn't matter if you listened to like Jonathan Brandmeier, Stephen Gary, and fucking Kevin Matthews. They were 3 separate shows, and everybody's separate now. But what made the station really impactful was Stephen Gary would reference something that Jonathan Brandmeier did during the show, which would appease to his fans. And then Kevin Matthews would like shit all over one of them, or then Stephen Gary would interrupt and walk in on their show. So you had a compelling reason to create like a giant party. And I say all the time, like I've tried to build this relationship with other podcasts over the years. And the reference I always use is Cheers and Gary's Old Town Tavern. And I keep trying to say, listen, I'm going to give you shit. I'm going to start a war with you. You know, I'm going to tell them behind the scenes, I'm going to bust your balls, joke with you, because I want to promote you to get your listeners to hate me, but they're going to listen to me for how much I shit on you, and vice versa. So what you're doing, literally changing the culture and creating the culture, that's how you build success and a brand.
That's why I always talk shit to you, Mike.
I want to do like an actual
like
radio
TikTok cops.
because like an audio thing, but like you can't with audio platforms like Spotify and Apple, iTunes, and all that. You can't go live. So
Spreaker, you can. Spreaker, Spreaker. You have a live option, and the way that you'd have to do that is if it's audio only. Now that's the biggest tricky part is everybody thinks that you can go to Spreaker, right? If you got a big platform on Instagram or YouTube and you're gonna go to Spreaker, your audience isn't going to move from one thing to the next. So you have to build a Spreaker audience. And that's going to be the issue. Yeah. But then you can give everybody access to that Spreaker, and when they're live, they hit that button on their time and they are live on Spreaker.
So they've got to download Spreaker to listen.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to find a way, like, other than getting on XM radio, which is not happening anytime soon. Like, I don't know.
I'm trying.
I know.
The other thing, because like what I used to use for my soccer podcast was Blog Talk Radio. That was another one that gave you a phone number. It was through Skype, so it might be something different, and I don't know if it even still exists. But it was great. We had a time, and the show started, and we ran the show. There was a chat roll like this. There was a phone number through Skype that people could call in, and you could have, it had a whole board that you could have drops, intros, commercials. You could hit the button and run it, and it was all an audio platform. And then it also pulled and podcasted out later, so we could do the same thing where we end up dropping the same audio to Megaphone, and then people can listen to it as a podcast the next day. And it's like the Monday 3-hour Counterculture Radio Network show, and you can listen to.
I'm going to connect you with, I'm sending to you right now to Counterculture. Ron Phillips, if you're listening, we're going to get a hold of you. We had that, what you're describing, we had on iHeartRadio.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Doc Thompson was Glenn. He was Glenn Beck's fill-in, and he had a falling out at the Blaze, and he left, and he took a few hosts from the Blaze, and they started an internet radio show in 2019. And that was the appeal. They asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I'm like, no, I have no desire to podcast. They go, it's not podcasting, it's live internet radio. And I went, oh, okay. So we had a 5-year run on live on our radio, the specific station, until Stu Peters shit the bed and screwed us all over, and then fled like a coward that he is. So yeah, I have the technical guy that I can connect you with, who will give you the ins and outs and the context and what's needed for that.
Awesome.
I think that's good, because the day shift guys are, the night shift guys tend to be a little, they're out looking for dope and all that stuff. You get the day shift guys just hanging around,
Or the night shift guys Monday through Thursday, who, especially wintertime at 2:00 in the morning, nothing to do but listen to the radio. And they don't want to listen to podcasts. It'll be, I literally was thinking about that the other day. We need to be on live sometimes 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning, when these guys are in their squad cars and they got nothing going on. They don't want a podcast. They want live interaction.
Yeah, that's true.
Strike my entire comment, because I just looked up Blog Talk Radio and it closed in 2025. So forget that. Never mind.
It closed this year?
Yeah. It closed January of 2025 or something like that.
Right.
So fuck that.
But you guys get what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a great prestige too to be a part of it. Those people, you're doing podcasting? No, I'm live radio. And it literally, it changes the game when you go live. Like I don't operate well on recorded content. I like being flustered and worrying about flubbing and screwing things up live, and it's a better pressure. When you are live and you got like an audience that it literally doesn't just see you on your YouTube, it sees you on a network, it changes you, and you actually are pressured to put out better content.
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal, is to have a radio show Monday through Friday,
we're adding sports here soon. I saw that came across on the
So updates. So we're working. We're almost finished with getting his unloaded for his show, because he's got old episodes, and those are all coming over to Counterculture.
Yeah.
So I got him straightened out. I'm getting Kevin. Kevin's almost figured out with Guys on the Ground, so he can drop bombs and blow up networks apparently. So his stuff will be on Megaphone soon, ready to go.
And then we're gonna
What
have
about the dose adjustment? Yep, I see it. Okay.
Dose adjustments done. They are 100%. They're ready to go, or they're already posting.
Your structure, you have to have a solid structure. You're going to have a buffer of 4 minutes, 2 at the top of the hour, 2 at the bottom of the hour, and you're going to have an outro and intro. People are going to have to adhere to a clock. It's live. Once you get the rhythm of it for a radio station, it's pretty cool, but it's really structured.
Yeah, that would be dope, though.
Who's going to
share that? Share
Peck of Pills. We need a lot of employees.
Yeah, we need a lot of people. Oh, go polish your badge. If I polish my badge, it turns gold.
Oh,
your dad should have swallowed.
Oh, boy. That's a good one.
But yeah, that's. Because I'll run what me and Mike came up with.
We have Monday 7:00 sports. Yep.
No, Mondays in the AM, we have a slot for a show that we want to produce that we haven't announced, because I'm still trying to talk to the host. But in the PM, we have the sports at 7, right before Monday Night Football. And then on Tuesday, we have Other Than Audible coming out. That's pre-recorded, obviously. And then in Tuesday night, we have the Guys on the Ground show. And then Wednesday, we have our Counterculture Inc. couch fucking podcast that's pre-recorded in the morning, and then PM we have two. We have Hot Topic that Mike's gonna do, and then we have Dom's show, Cop Talk, right after that, which is kind of doing that thing where you, like Dom said, like you go, hey, go over to this channel now and continue this counterculture thing.
Yeah. Don't make me have the bug bitten to do live 5 days a week again. Don't do that.
And then Thursday we have the Dose of Truth that's pre-recorded that comes out in the morning, and then the PM obviously we have Anti-Hero, and then Friday in the morning we have a slot for a pre-recorded show that we're working on, and then the open mic. So that's kind of like all the content that's going to be coming out. In an ideal
And then maybe,
world.
like I said, I think maybe the sports one for him to be, he's off on weekends, would maybe be a sport like Saturdays college football, maybe something around. We can always, we can always add. I think as it gets rolling, because sports is kind of a ebb and flow thing where it's always changing. So maybe a weekend show before NFL. I know he loves this stuff, so we got a lot of options.
Yeah, I told him when I was on the phone with him, I said, there's, a couple sports that I'm really into. I said, I'll be happy to jump on and help contribute or have the conversation and bullshit
Same with me.
about sports.
Oh, what county is Fort Meade in?
What's that? I don't know.
Is that Florida?
Google.
Mhm.
No,
Fort Meade, Florida.
It's in the middle.
really?
Please tell me, please, please, please win the jackpot on this one. Somebody give me a good answer on this one.
Fort Meade.
Polk County.
Oh, where's your press conference? You fucking hypocrite, Judd. A Fort Meade in Florida, a Polk County deputy resigned following allegations he stole money from a driver's wallet on a traffic stop, an act that led to his arrest. According to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, 28-year-old deputy Justin Register pulled over a vehicle near Fort Meade. Two backup deputies later reported seeing Register place a driver's wallet and a phone in the trunk of the patrol car. They saw then took $82 to the wallet before handing it to the driver. Where's the press conference on this one, Jay Grady? When are you going to do this one? Put it on your desk, you little. We shot him 68 times because we ran out of both you. Fucking.
I was good with him until.
Yeah, they're gonna. Where's his little sign? His little.
I talked to a lot of people who work for him, and he is. Totally hate him because he's against TRT, which is beta as fuck.
Are you sure he's not against his steroids?
No, he's against testosterone replacement.
He's against due process.
And then he's hiring $20,000 bonus to go work for him. No psych, no physical.
No body cameras either.
Yep. Get in and go.
And
But
no
I'm sure
fair
he pays
trial.
like shit.
No fair
The other
trial.
loudmouth, Wayne Ivy's just as bad. Brevard. No body cams there as well. They don't chase cars, and he's all about the fucking camera.
Wait, he's about the camera or not about the
He's
camera?
all about the
Oh.
camera as far
Oh,
as getting
an actual camera.
Yeah. We went into their county, and one of the really cool. They killed a hostage shot on a guy with a female holding a female hostage, just like the movies. Shot the guy from, it was about 40 yards, and they completely wouldn't cooperate with us. It was our chase. We got in their county. They fucking caused problems the whole time. It was a pissing match. He's not what he claims he is on fucking Fox News.
So I'll tell you this. One of the guys that I have coming up on our podcast was involved in the shooting, and he said that he went away from Florida to Tennessee, and Wayne actually came up there to visit him, and he respects him that much because he was like always there, always checking on him. He was involved in an OIS. So I'm like, got to give him some credit for that. I don't know anything more than that.
That's fine. I mean, I would support a guy in an iOS too if it made me look. I mean, you're not going to not support that guy. He fucking kills him.
But he wasn't making it public. He was literally going
I get
Florida
it.
up to Tennessee.
But then he's got to fucking go Google Wayne Ivy fucking cowboy. He's in a fucking cowboy fucking outfit doing a fucking kid song.
Bro. I'm just saying.
David Clark is to blame for all this because that he turned sheriffing into a fucking video camera.
Oh, the Wisconsin guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Black dude?
And then he left. He left.
Yeah, he's just disappeared, right? I haven't seen him in years.
Nope.
I thought he ran for. Didn't you tell me he ran for office?
No, that was Pinell County. That was
Mark Lamb.
Oh yeah,
Mark Lamb. He ran for Senate.
Fuck him too. I have a problem with everybody.
Yeah, you do.
Is it just leadership that you have a problem with?
No, I have a problem. The problem I have with Lamb is number one, he unprofessionally blew me off last minute twice for podcasts. just some bullshit, and then he goes on somebody else's podcast. And I don't like the fact that it was I defended him, and one of the purposes of having on a podcast was I didn't like when he was on Sean, I can't remember the bald guy, it was like
Sean
a former
Ryan.
Sean Ryan's podcast, and it's a clip. It's a 60-second clip that Lamb has on his profile that has millions of views and says, why'd you become a cop? And he talks about when he's 36, you get to carry a gun, drive fast, and rough people up. Sign me up. And I'm like, you can't fucking say that, you chooch. So I don't like that. I don't like these people who get in that position of strong leadership, like when Judd brags about ventilating somebody 68 times. When you think about it, shooting somebody 68 times, it's not a lot. That's 5 cops with 1 magazine apiece. That's not unheard of. But bragging about it and celebrating this shit, I don't like that.
Let me ask you this: do you think it's the platform and the individual with the responsibility, like a chief or a sheriff in front of media cameras shouldn't say that? Do you think it's okay for cops like us on an open mic podcast to joke like that, or do you think? I think
it's locker room. I think in locker room you should be high-fiving, bragging about lighting that motherfucker up, because you cannot control your adrenaline dump. You cannot control, your body is going to come down. Every one of us has been in some kind of fight, pursuit, melee, and then for some strange reason, you sleep 10 hours the next day because your body fucking shuts down. And you're in the locker room. You need that release of that motherfucker. That's the safe space. That's the safe space to vilify the shit out of the bad guy and all that stuff. You have a responsibility for stoicism's sake to actually represent yourself great. Because if I'm on this panel and you guys are in different states and different agencies, and I'm shooting my mouth off about having a hard on, blowing somebody, fucking 68 times, I make you look bad. That's the problem.
Yeah. And you're right in the sense that if one of his guys said something like that on social media, or, a deputy really wouldn't talk to the news by themselves, but if one of his guys said something like that, he'd probably jam up that cop for saying that.
Not only that, thank God I've never been in an officer-involved shooting, and I've known about 4 or 5 officers who have. And one, she was a decent cop. They had no problems with her. She had the most righteous shoot I ever saw. Hit a guy, shot him 6 times, hit him 5 times, never went back to work. He charged her with broken glass in the middle of December, snow, 2:00 in the morning, and she did exactly what she had to do, and it fucked her up so bad. She 10, 15 years of being a cop, never went back. Grady Judd is online. He wasn't on that call. He didn't have a pistol drawn. These officers did what they had to do. We don't know how any of them are dealing with the trauma of having to fucking take a life. And maybe they are salivating, eating red meat with a giant fucking heart on and celebrating it. Do it. But how about the guys who are fucked up over it in the head because they had to do a shooting? We've seen the videos of cops who shoot somebody and then are crying immediately because of the trauma that they were forced in a position to, and you're fucking celebrating it online. I hate that.
Well, partially to answer your question, Tyler, about would Grady Judd go after one of his deputies? It's possible that he would, because it's probably in their policy and procedure that one of his deputies isn't allowed to talk to the media unless they're a designee. So like their policy and procedure probably says the sheriff or designee. So like when I was in that position as a PIO, I was one of his designees of the chief to be able to talk to the media at the time. But like right now, I'm not a PIO. So if I were to go and talk to the media and say something in an official capacity, even in an off the record capacity, it could get me jammed up because I'm providing information.
Unofficial.
But yeah, no. But what about like a podcast? What if you were on open mic right now and you were like, "Oh, my agency just fucking Swiss cheese some dude. We should have put more rounds in him." And then he saw.
I think it's in gray enough area.
All about do what I say, not what I do. I can look like the cowboy. You cannot. And when he says you cannot, he's not being a dick. He's saying like, you can't afford to do that. We can't afford for you to do that. But I can, because I'm the sheriff. Like I'm.
Well, and then if it's the sheriff, he's the elected sheriff of the people of that county, and the people of that county said that they want him and his personality and what he wants to do and say, and how he wants to run the show. The people
at the end of the day,
Polk County didn't elect that deputy.
They'll do whatever the fuck they want at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I was in my IA, I actually contacted the news and said, "You want to fucking talk? I'll talk. You just ran this fucking story that the agency fed you. Like, if you want to talk, we'll talk about it. And they were baffled. Like, we've never had that happen. We never had our cop.
Yeah,
We've never had a cop call. It wasn't me, but they were contacted by us, and
I mean,
they were baffled.
and
But I think that. But here, this is the platform. This is the beginning of this. And this is what counterculture is. Where does a fucking cop really get to go tell his side of the story? Like, this is
well, but I think in your situation, it was probably your attorney, right? It was an attorney that reached out. No,
dude, the attorney fucking was garbage. It was they demoted me. Nobody did anything. No news ran it. I don't want to say the C word. A female piece of garbage that worked at the agency contacted the news.
You're not allowed to say the
said,
C word.
I don't want to say. I'm trying to be a better person. They contacted the news and said, "Hey, this slid through the cracks because there was nothing to it. You might want to look into this." So then the news went and got it, ran their fucking 2-minute story that made them look even worse. But I was like, "Hey, you want to fucking hear my side of the story about what really happened?" And they were baffled that we contacted them, and we're like, "I don't know what the answer to that is." So what I'm getting at is, if I'm falsely accused, like I was, should I not have a right to go tell my side of the story if you're going to run a story on me legally? Like, I'm a fucking citizen at that point. Like, you just ran.
you should, but then you're going to have to come up against the rules of the police department. The
unofficial rules. The unofficial.
No, the official,
because I'm
those are
official.
off duty. Yeah, but they're official rules because you're talking about something that you've done on duty.
Yep.
Related to your job. You're representing.
I can't.
You're
So
representing the department.
the answer is I can't defend myself.
No, and
Correct.
it's fucking retarded because you wear a body cam all day long. It's you. It's what you do.
Yep.
But you can't have access to it. You can't. I remember one time my agency, they wouldn't provide everybody company cell phones. They wouldn't provide agency issued cell phones. Some people got them. If you were in any type of specialty capacity or any unit, you would get one, but regular patrol cops didn't get one. They made you download Axon app on your phone.
Fuck
right? And then they would tell you can't screen record it. And I'm like, but it's my phone. And they're like, yeah, but you can't. So that's how much cucks cops are nowadays, is that they order you to download an app on your phone that you pay for and then tell you can't screen record on it. That's
on public record data. On public record data.
Yeah,
that is public record at all times.
And you stream it on your phone, but you can't fucking view it.
And then that's my other point is I can't fucking defend myself. You get the right, do an IA, concoct the fucking questions. Only ask me the questions you want to ask me. Don't give me a chance to say what I want to say, and then make your determination based on these set of questions and go, you're guilty. And then the news runs an article and I go, that's not what happened. Let me explain my side. And you're saying, I can't. Like, I can't do it. Like, what the fuck is that? I can't.
Indiana just passed a law. If you get braided, you get the right to go to court and explain it, which I don't know if any other state has it. We haven't had it. That was one of my biggest things that I was like, how the hell are you going to say like someone is braided and they can't defend themselves? But similar to that, like you're getting screwed in an IA.
Listen, they did the same thing to me. So they wrote a document based on some bullshit fucking complaint and sent it to defense attorneys saying, hey, this guy's this, that, and the other. I'm not Brady, never notified of anything. But without me even knowing, I never even got a chance to defend myself.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. They can do whatever the fuck they want, man.
Along those lines, I need to look into it because I know a friend of mine who's in the state house for Florida had been trying to push forward a bill that you could no longer file anonymous complaints against officers. So every complaint filed has to have a legal name of the person related to it.
Is that a thing? You can file anonymous complaints?
Yeah.
That's legitimate?
Yeah.
No. Let me blow your mind. Not only can you make an anonymous complaint as a citizen, your chain of command can make an anonymous complaint about you.
Yeah, they can be pissed off and just do it. But
anywhere from your line supervisor to your fucking chief can make an anonymous complaint about you.
Not a complaint about you. 100%.
Because cops aren't real men anymore. And there used to be a day where I don't like that motherfucker. That's all you had to say. Then you'd have your words out in the hallway. Now you got grown men with rank fucking putting in anonymous complaints about people. And I'm telling you, this is a true story because I watched it happen. Then they're confronted about it because somebody didn't know. And they go, I don't know who did that. I don't know. That's weird. I watched it happen.
That happens all the time.
Happened to me, dude. That's how mine started. It's all a fucking joke, dude. It's all a joke.
It's crazy stuff.
Which goes back to the brotherhood, the fucking brotherhood. I'd rather hang out with a fucking convention of convicted felons who I know what the fuck they're about. Yeah, 100%. I would.
Hey,
that's why I want
would rather hang out with
documents about me.
Rather hang out with the Other Than Honorable podcast than.
Hey, I know those dudes are. You know what? And when you talk to them, you know immediately they're fucking ride or die.
Yeah.
You can talk to cops and you're like, this motherfucker's gonna turn and run the second anything bad happens.
They'll drink your beer, fuck your wife, and they'll
whatever it takes, man. Whatever it fucking takes.
Steve is happy to hear about this, about the other side of Heroes.
Can I tell you what my agency did over the weekend?
Sure.
I sponsored a guy in a fishing tournament.
Oh, this is fucking
I sponsored a guy in a fishing tournament. I paid $150 entry fee, and I provided him and his girlfriend with Copville shirts.
Nice.
He wins the snapper division of the tournament. Goes up like everybody else and gets his picture.
And you knew he was going to win.
I knew he was going to win.
He wins
because he wins every year. He wins every year.
He was the only entry, but he was going to win.
No. There's like 20. There's 15 people. He wins. They take pictures of all the winners of each division. They post a picture. I share it, and within fucking 1 minute, it's gone.
Because he's wearing a
Copville shirt. They fucking deleted it. They can't do that. I know that.
That's illegal, right?
I know it is. It's a public records violation.
They're deleting public records.
And it was so funny.
They do it all the time, though.
It was so funny because I got like 6 text messages in that minute. Bro, your shirt, the sheriff's office posted oh, it's gone. And it was like, oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Wait. So so government agencies are held accountable even on social media.
Yes.
That's considered public record now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when Mike calls people out for being all fucked up and their brass can't wear the uniform right, and they go delete it, that's illegal.
Yes.
Yes.
Tampa
tell
Bay
you what
PD deleted it. Tampa Bay.
I'll tell you what I used to do, because I used to run our social media, and if a chief or a boss email or text me and goes, "Hey, I need you to delete that comment, or I need you to remove that post, or whatever," I'd say, "All right, can you put it in an email, please?" And I'd be happy to remove it by way of an order. From a supervisor. I put it in an email. I take a screenshot of the post, and then I attach it to their email, and I put it in an email folder in my subfolders in my email to document it for me. Because if a lawsuit ever comes and says, "Who is your social media manager that removed that post? Why did you delete it?" Here you go, Your Honor. Here's the email.
I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to do a request, because I was one of the social media people back when they liked me, and I was putting people in jail, and it was cool then till I challenged them. I actually put up a missing person post, like, this person's missing. And then when they found him, I just deleted it. I'm like, well, it's gone. They're not missing anymore. And I got fucking screamed at. You can't delete a post. You can't alter it to public. I'm like, she's not missing anymore. Just delete it.
I didn't know this at all.
So Tampa Bay PD absolutely deleted the lady with the fucking empty mags, the deputy chief. Maryland deleted a post, an entire Facebook post of a lady with no gun in her fucking holster. And
who else?
I'm not saying the other one. And then yours didn't delete it. They left it up.
They left it up.
They took it. The sheriff followed me the next day after I posted it, but they left it up. And then my agency deleted the entire Instagram post, reposted it without that picture, and then deleted only the picture in my shirt for the guy standing there with and then there were some really interesting comments, because what I did is, we have an Eyes and Ears neighborhood thing that's got like 40,000 members. I went and posted it in there for everybody to see, like, here, because I was lucky enough, I knew it was going to happen. So I said to the dude, before you leave, go ask the social media guy for the picture.
You
and
did.
He walks up.
You told me the week before.
Yes, he walks up and asks,
like,
and
he's gonna win, and then they're gonna delete it.
I told you. So I said, go get the picture from the guy before you leave. And he's like, they won't give it to me. Well, he sent his girlfriend up with the Copville shirt on, and ironically, they give it to her. So they give her the picture. He sends it to me. Otherwise, I never even see the picture. It was only up for about a minute and a half, and they deleted it.
Wow.
That's why
What's
so many
the proper process of deleting it?
You can't.
It's public record.
That's why so many departments or government entities turn off comments on their posts.
Because they don't want to see the comments.
Waveland PD turned their fucking off.
But once they do it, it's got to be consistent. They can't just pick and choose is the problem. And they can't delete.
The board.
And I was talking to Frontline Misfits, and he said his agency, even if it's misspelled, a word is misspelled, they will not even correct the misspelling. If it's fucked up, you bought it. There it is. It's public
about
record.
it. Yeah, we had some bad stuff go on, and our posts would get just destroyed. I'd put like the 9 p.m. routine up, and it would just get 4,500 comments of stuff. And I just tell them, like, the bosses would get so stressed out. Stop posting. I'm like, you just got to keep posting and let these guys just spin their wheels and get it out. Just get it all out. Just like we do to our buddy Steve. Just don't acknowledge him and let him just keep commenting, and he'll eventually get tired and fall asleep. His meds will kick in and he'll just go to bed.
What's his deal south of the Rio Grande?
I don't know what he like.
That's
my uncle's schizophrenic, and he looks just like, he says this random shit just like this dude. I don't get it.
The border, the Rio Grande is the border.
He's sitting on he's sitting in that double wide trailer on the Barca Lounger that's got the duct tape on it, and he's stroking his 30-30.
Yeah, he's got a fucking headband on and naked with boots on. He's just got the fucking rifle out.
The shit.
FAU Police Department too. The college. I cooked them on a post, and they deleted the whole fucking post.
Spell my name right, Steve, if you're gonna insult other people.
I mean, he doesn't even
demonic.
The grammar there wasn't
Your
even
buddies
correct.
and many you look stupid. Yeah, he's on the sauce. He's on the fucking sauce tonight.
What's up, Team South Florida? How's it going?
Yeah, I like that. He's a good dude there. Dominic sends me and him fucking shark videos now.
Oh my god, what the fuck is with that? I might as well just send you the nudes I send other people too.
I'm sitting there, I get a shark video like 2 days ago, and I'm like, all right, fucking, it looks fake too. There's like a shark biting a dude. And then tonight he sends me another one. I'm like,
finger off, yeah.
I'm guessing this wasn't for me.
Go to fucking Santa Cruz and do this yachting, like a regatta shit. And she's like, there's this boat and it's gonna hold 60 people. And I'm like, no, it's not fucking. Her favorite movies like Jaws. I'm like, you are fucking out of your mind.
Dominic, I just want to give you credit where credit's due.
Okay.
I'm still not comfortable talking about it on live TV. Me and Mike were going to cover it last time we sat down and have a podcast, but the whole Zionist Jewish like thing, we thought I went on a rabbit hole for like 3 hours.
It's upsetting.
And then I was about, I don't want to say how it was late. And I was sharing stories, and I'm like, man, I better stop sharing these stories. I'm gonna look like a fucking racist.
I went to Catholic grammar school.
There goes Kenny.
Kenny's out of here.
I went to Catholic grammar school in the 80s, and I will never forget it. I was in 5th grade, and some kid was talking about Hitler and saying his dad said Hitler wasn't wrong and Hitler's, and I'm going, shut the fuck up, because the sister Campion, I think we had, it was like, I'm like, you can't say that. And it's the same thing years ago as, I'm not a racist. You get ultra paranoid when that gets brought up. I did a Monday through Friday live political podcast for 7 years. And on October 7th, when was it almost 2 years ago when that attack happened, I started to see this insane Jew hatred on Twitter like I've never seen before. And it was from Christians. And I'm like, this is what I don't believe this. This is insane. And I started to watch people like Stu Peters, who was just saying the most vile stuff. So I had a friend of mine who was a martial artist, and we've done podcasts together on martial arts. I had him come on and say, listen, you're going to get 2 hours. Explain to me this whole thing with the Jew hatred. And he went on for 2 hours. It was great. I thought I have to be a fair journalist, if that's what I am, I have to give the opposition time. So I have 2 people on, Matty Wack and Scott Sieverts, who have a very conservative podcast. Matty Wack is in charge of a militia. Scott Sieverts was a Marine. Matt knows more about the Constitution than anybody I've ever met. And they came on and they went point by point with some very uncomfortable, very easily researched facts about World War II. And when I brought anything to the guy I had on prior, who was pro-Israel and pro-Jew, and I would say, hey, listen, can you explain why the people who run the Holocaust Museum publicly acknowledge that they changed the numbers from 6 million to 4 million? Oh, you're an anti-Semite. That was all the approach I got. And the more that I started to question things, because I wasn't sold still. Remember, I'm Catholic, I'm Roman Catholic, so clearly I have to bow, kneel, and genuflect to God's chosen, and that's the route I'm going to go. So I'm very sensitive about this topic, but every fucking time I asked a question, you're an anti-Semite. You're an anti-Semite. So finally I went, fuck it. Let me start looking into this. What made me open my eyes, and this is extremely uncomfortable, I listened to Adolf Hitler, a part of Adolf Hitler's speech that was translated into English. And I went, what did he say that was wrong?
Yeah.
And after that, I started watching documentaries, and you have to take it with a grain of salt. And yeah, I know. I don't support either. I don't support Iran. I don't support Israel. I don't support anybody outside of the fucking U.S. borders. They can all kill themselves as far as I'm concerned. But no, I am not. And again, I hate saying I'm Christian because Christians are unbelievably hypocritical. But this is my words. This is not associated with any of you guys. No, I do not support the Jews at all, especially considering the fact that I am not going to have my savior be represented by a bunch of people who think that he's burning in excrement and semen in hell. And so fuck you. I don't support you.
Yeah. And a lot of people are upset because when you say, if you were to say Christ is king, that's anti-Semitic. That's hate speech. And you're like,
it blows me away how are Christians supporting a bunch of people who don't even believe that your savior is even a legitimate savior. He was, in Ben Shapiro's words, he was a troublemaker who was killed for his effort. Well, you don't need my fucking support. Go on.
Yeah. But anyways, I was sitting at breakfast the other day, and I was telling the guys, and they're like, so what about the gas chambers? I was like, they were built afterwards, and they're like, who would do that? I'm like,
Anne Frank's diary was written in ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen did not exist at the time.
I said, and I was like, they're like, well, who would build it afterwards? I'm like, we did. And they're like, we would do that. I'm like, have you not lived in this fucking country for 40 years? We'll do anything we fucking want.
Did you fight in the GWAT?
Yeah.
Did you see
every war we've ever been in? I thought World War II was the last legit war, but apparently there's been no war that was legitimate at all, ever.
Oh God, so much shit has been ruined for me. I remember watching Schindler's List in the theater, 1992 when it came out. My buddy and I went, well, what's this movie? Let's go watch it. We walk out trying not to acknowledge both of us are fucking crying our eyes out. I can't watch that movie anymore because I don't know what to believe. Band of Brothers. Every year, once a year, I make sure I watch Band of Brothers start to finish. Don't fucking bother me. Now I can't watch it. I don't know what the truth is anymore.
I mean, do you think, D-Day actually happened though, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm learning now. So
it was in Saving Private Ryan. It happened.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That was a hell of a Friday night. I appreciate all of you guys carving time out of your night to come do this. And I appreciate everybody in the chats, everybody that listened live, and then even Steve.
Have a good week, Steve.
So we'll see you guys next Friday.
95 Ocean, you have an open mic. 95 Ocean, open mic. Oh.